Hey guys, welcome back. We're just going to do a little quick thing here on the 500,000 mile Ranger. A lot of videos on it, so it doesn't need too much explanation. I'm going to remove the door card here to access the speaker and to plug that back in. I've upgraded all the speakers in this Ranger to, believe it or not, the mock speakers from other Fords. They sound very good. There's an individual tweeter and a separate mid-range. I have the sub console in the center, which I'm also going to make another video on, or rather it's going to be a part of this video that I show how to install the factory subwoofer on a Ford Ranger and wire it into a truck that wasn't originally equipped with. So let's get started. And just like that, the door card comes off. Not much to it. Speakers here. This is the upgraded mock speaker, which I've already installed in place of the original just base model speaker. These speakers don't produce much bass, honestly. This is part of the mock system. I believe I got this from a Ford Explorer, but don't quote me on that. I've had these a while. I originally tried them thinking maybe they'll sound all right by themselves in a different Ranger I had, and no, they don't. They have almost no bass. You do need a system with a subwoofer for these to be effective, but they got the individual tweeter here. Kind of an all-range, mid-range speaker, but I would definitely say this is mostly mid-range, and I've got the sub console. So there's 4 6mm bolts that hold it in, or in this case, let's see, that's a 5.5. Glad I can edit this out. The magic of video editing. This is a 6mm. You'll want to hold the speaker, especially if it's a bit heavier like this one. And I broke a nail. Ow. Hate when that happens. And this is a mock system speaker. This is the original factory speaker. You can see it's just one all-range speaker. The back and the front. Ford mock systems use multiple speakers, different kinds. They'll have a subwoofer, they'll have these. Makes the audio quality better than just a simple all-range speaker. That way these are producing the highs and the mids. The subwoofer's taking care of all the bass. So you get a more true sound that way. Then just installation is simple. This is what the factory speaker looks like. This is what you're probably going to see. I don't think the Rangers actually had this type of speaker. That comes off on plugs. This goes in, click, mount it up. Remember to put all 4 bolts back because I didn't. So that's why I'm redoing this, making a video for you guys. Here are the other 2 bolts in the center console. Hi, Apollo. Got my puppy today. Love babysitting him. Such a good boy. Now, I'm going to just wiggle this a little because this is a problem to my truck. These switches aren't that good. 500,000 miles really wears an interior out, let me tell you. We're in the lousy season right now in Wisconsin. That's why I haven't been making a lot of videos right now. Half the time it's cold, half the time it's rainy. Just really stinks out right now. If you can't get this door card to align, it helps if you unscrew this little lock peg. Helps you line everything up. Oops, almost got it. It's fiddly. I'm not going to edit it so you can actually see that this part's a little fiddly. There we go. It's lined up. That lines up. Oh, there she goes. There we go. The door card is affixed with L hooks. They're shaped like this. They go in and push down, but they have to do it all at once. Otherwise the door card won't snap on right, as you're seeing. There we go. Once you do one, you can do any. Then you feel around the side here for any gaps. No big gaps. Nothing bigger than maybe that much, because these do warp as they get old. You screw that back on. Then you've got 4 screws. That's literally all that holds these door cards on. Even less if you don't have the stuff mine does. There we go. Give it a little encouraging whack just to seat it. What up, Apollo? Huh? So it's story time with Bruiser. While I put this back together. What's up, Apollo? Oh, he's stuck on something. We'll be back with story time in a second. Oh no, he got himself out. Okay, story time with Bruiser. Well, I put this back together. Another reason I haven't been making videos recently is, as I've said before, I live in a rental house. It's cheap. It's an old house, but I have part of the house has an external garage that's just, it's not attached to the house. And I'm out here working on the 500,000 mile Ranger last night, just tinkering around with the speakers, figuring out how I'm going to make a quick video about something interesting, because the sound system in this sucked. And I'm out here and I keep hearing a kitten mew. It's just mew, 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 like you expect a kitten to do. But I'm outside working on my truck. Why the heck am I hearing a kitten? So I have a friend from out of state over, and we both go looking. We figure out that in my attic, a stray cat has given birth to kittens, 2 of them, and abandoned them. Now, unfortunately, one of the kittens was already deceased by the time we got there. That we took care of that one properly, but the other one was alive. So we took that kitten and nursed it back to health, got it warm and everything. I went up to the store, picked up some kitten's milk. We were able to get it to eat throughout the night. It had a bowel movement in the morning, so, and it was mewing. It seems healthy, but we're talking newborn kitten. I'll put a picture in here. There you go. That's how little of a kitten it was. Couldn't have even been a day old. So I called my local animal shelter today. They said absolutely. And I made it's like 30 miles away. Made a 30-mile drive out there and gave the cat to them, because I wouldn't even know what to do with an infant kitten. So that's why I haven't been making videos. I've had my hands full with Apollo and a kitten, because like I felt so bad for it. I've seen the cat that had the kittens around here, but you can't catch it. Don't know how. Cats are a lot smarter than raccoons and groundhogs. I'll tell you that one. But no, that's story time with Bruiser. I saved a kitten. All right, next part of this. This is the stereo I chose. It was free. A friend gave it to me. It was already wired for Ford, so it already had the proper harness and plugs for my Ford Ranger. I'm going to show what I did behind here to allow this to work with this. Inside this console is the factory subwoofer, which is why I installed the Mach speaker. So I'm going to do that now. Again, there's lots of helpful tutorials on YouTube of how to do this. This isn't what I'm doing. I'm literally just showing what I did by basically taking it back apart again for you guys. Set this down here. Good view. Now to get the radio off, first thing you do, loosen up these two 7mm bolts. You don't have to pull the knobs off if you don't want to, but if you can't get good access, these knobs just pull off. Then they push back on. Easy peasy. I have good hand strength, so I can just take the socket off now and spin these two 7mm out. And this is also the easiest way to remove a radio from the Ranger, period. You don't have to fiddle with those special key tools to get the radio to come out. I don't even have a set of those key tools, and I have no problems with these radios. Give a little pull. Put your fingers under there and gently pull. Yours might be a little more stuck than mine. Reach back, disconnect the cigarette lighter. Disconnect the other cigarette lighter. And out comes your radio. Now, this is the fun part. This is the part that has to be added if you want to use the factory subwoofer. This radio came with a universal harness on it already. This is the aftermarket radio's wiring. It's all heat shrink and soldered in here. Tape to hold it all together, look nice. Then this is the adapter that lets the aftermarket plug directly into the Ford wiring harness. You don't have to cut any wires. This harness you're going to have. Even if you only have two speakers, a base radio, you're going to have this. What you're not going to have if you didn't have the subwoofer is this wire here. This is the subwoofer connector. As you can see, it's got 4 wires going into it, 2 audio, 1 ground, and 1 amplifier turn-on signal, which then wires back into this adapter here. The 2 blue wires are the amplifier on, the 2 black are ground, and these 2 wires here with the red and white, red is right channel, white is left channel, then that goes right to these 2 connectors here, which is rear channel and subwoofer if you were to be using external amplifiers, which I'm not. I'm just using the internal amplifier here. But that's how this one plug has to be added. Assuming now you're getting this from a junkyard, so you can get a complete unit like I did, where I got the whole console, the sub, the amplifier, all one piece. You won't be able to unravel the wiring. The harnesses are all tied together under the dashboard. So what you do is you pull out this wire here from the dashboard on the donor vehicle as far as you can pull it, as much as you can get out of the dashboard, and you clip it. Same thing's going to happen down here, and I'm actually going to show that in this video as well, how I was able to wire the subwoofer in to work in a Ranger that had never had it before. So that's going to be the next part of the video. I'm going to just reinstall this. Figure you guys might want to see that on camera. Lean it back up. Let's see. Got to see what I'm doing. Kind of in the camera's way. Plug the cigarette lighters both back in. Now, make sure when you're getting ready to put the aftermarket in, you push that in. Kind of make sure it's all going in straight. You don't feel anything binding up. Wham bam. That's literally how you do a radio install on a Ford Ranger, if you were wondering. Okay, next part's going to be the subwoofer console, what's in there and how I wired it and how it works. All right, guys, now this is the big part. This is the subwoofer console. The whole assembly. The armrest is off an Explorer. The one that was with this was damaged. But here's how to get the console off. You're going to have a cover over this and a cover over that. I was missing them. Sorry for the shaky camera work. All part of the fun, though. Oh, there we go. You can get that one out. Set that down somewhere safe. Both of these are going to be 8mm. This is a different screw because somehow on the way home it got lost, so I just threw in a different screw. That's my problem, not yours. All right, flip this guy up. You got a push tab here, and it's missing, but a push tab here. You pull those two out. The console lifts up, pulls out. You can see how easily that removes. You're going to want to put your arm up in here, and let's see if I can see it. This plug way down here is for the airbag on and off control. You want to unplug that. Just reach in, pinch it, and pull. It disconnects. You don't have to worry about unplugging your battery. This isn't a crucial part of the airbag system. It's just that. The console lifts off. Sets off to the side, and here's the subwoofer. This is what it looks like from the passenger side. You can see it's custom shaped for the console so it can exist inside the console. Here's the driver's side. Very simple. Not much to it. Now, the meat and potatoes of this operation is down here. This plug here. This is the part that's going to throw you off the most if you're trying to do this. I recommend being moderately good at doing your own electronics work and wiring, at least be confident. Here's the plug that I was telling you about that's up by the radio. The same 4 wires, the same colors. You just have to reconnect them to each other for this main plug. This one plug here is the airbag on and off for the passenger, the power for the amplifier, and the audio in signal for the amplifier. So the next thing you have to do, these 2 light blues with the purple, connect them together. These are your positive hot for your subwoofer's amplifier. On the other side, you have the 2 blacks with the green stripe. Twist them together and connect them together to ground. You'll have the wires for the airbag up here, these. Now, this is part of this, but the colors are going to be the same. You're going to want to, if you're doing this with a Ranger that didn't have this originally, you're going to want to pull this, it'll look just like this, out. You want to nip the end of it off. Just cut it right there. Then you wire it together, solder and heat shrink. I wouldn't do it any other way, especially with considering it is part of the airbag system, but not a crucial piece. Connect that all together. And what I did is I connected my subwoofer right here, behind here to the wires that connect this cigarette lighter. These will provide about 10 amps. I can't imagine the sub's going to pull more than maybe 8 amps tops when you're really getting into it. It isn't a big sub, so you can see it right down there. It's aimed at the floor, and that panel, if this was a manual truck, would be open and the shifter would go through there. But that is how I installed the subwoofer. Everything connects right, everything works. It powers on and off perfect. You can see the amplifier right there. Just that little metal box is actually, this is actually attached to this. That's strictly the amplifier for the subwoofer. It does nothing else. I hope this video was helpful. This wasn't a tutorial. This was not a tutorial. Please do not take it as one. If you feel like copying what I've did, then consider it one. But this was not intended to be a tutorial. This was just a simple video of how I've upgraded the audio system in the 500,000 mile Ranger. If I'm going to be in this truck for a lot of miles, thousands maybe, I want a good sound system. That's all there is to it. The factory system wasn't going to cut it. It didn't even have MP3 functionality. These bass speakers were flat as a pancake. As somebody who enjoys vintage hi-fi very, very much, very much, all Marantz equipment, to give you an idea, is all I use. Marantz and original large Advents. Doesn't matter. No, that's not what this is about. I wanted a good sound system in my Ranger, and I got it on a budget. Each speaker only cost me $5 at the junkyard. The back speakers can stay exactly as they are. They don't really add a lot. It's mostly the front two speakers and the subwoofer that adds everything. This is just a basic Pioneer radio. I can plug my iPhone into it, USB jump drives, and it still has an optical drive because I'm still living like it's 1999. Hi, Apollo. And I still listen to CDs, and I still even have a thing on the visor for CDs, so I really like to keep that. I'm putting in a CarPlay in the 2011. I'll be making a video about that soon. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful, maybe to somebody. If you're interested in more, please subscribe to the channel. Any little bit helps build my confidence and helps build my following, so shows that people are interested. That's what I want. Like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.